Juanita, I find this fascinating in a way because we know that through the transgender discussion that we've seen highlighted by the likes of Laverne Cox to start off with and Janet Mock, this almost obsession with surgery and quite frankly with the private body parts of transgender men and women is actually something that is not acceptable. Many people feel that they are able to come up to you or any other transgender person in the street and ask about surgery and ask quite frankly what you have between your legs. But that is not acceptable. Speak to us about this experience.
Extremely invasive. I sometimes, when I get confronted with that, I usually ask people, if you want me to tell you about mine, tell me about yours. If you feel uncomfortable, how must I feel? It's simply not something that you discuss. And, the sad reality is that some transgender people, due to medical reasons, cannot have surgery. And with gender dysphoria being, quite prevalent on most people that's transgender, it becomes a very sensitive topic. And I think it's just respectful never to ask someone about, their genitals. It's just uncalled for.
Juanita, you've mentioned body dysphoria, and I think at this point it would be important for us to note that not everybody who identifies as transgender necessarily hates their bodies, although many of us have been led to believe that. Won't you elaborate for us?
Yes, I think this is the critical thing. I think everybody's journey is different. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's, gender dysphoria is different. From an intersex point of view, for instance, I just want the surgery that was illegally performed on me to be reversed. That's all I want. Otherwise, I'm very happy with myself. But the gender dysphoria with many other people can be so intense. That's why they need all the different surgeries. I've sometimes been critical of some of the surgeries they need, but then I realize if that helps the person ease that difficulty, then you should actually support them fully in that entire process.
Juanita, you've just mentioned that you had surgery performed on you. You say that it was illegally performed. Without invading your personal space, would you mind taking us through how something like that can happen to a transgender or intersex South African?
It's illegal is probably the wrong term, but that's just how strongly I feel about it. I was born with ambiguous genitalia, and there's very crude methods that doctors use in the past to decide what they're going to do with an intersex born child. And doctors decided when I was born that they are going to perform normalization surgery on me to make me a male. And, that's why I think Malta is the only country in the world that currently outlaws it. It is actually it can still be performed in South Africa. And that's for me the scary thing and something that I'm starting to voice my opinion on, because I don't think any other child need to go through what I've gone through, my 35 years of life. These surgeries should be stopped at all costs.